Hello guys, welcome back to another video. So we're working on the BMW 130i today, and we're actually going to be swapping out the starter motor because I've noticed that ever since I bought the car, when I go to crank it over, it really does crank over quite slow. Now I'm led to believe that this isn't normal, and yeah, we're going to be swapping out the starter motor because I'm going to be doing a bunch of other jobs today, which involves removing the intake manifold. The starter motor is underneath the intake manifold, so I may as well just go and swap it out today. It's a good time to do so. The original starter motor is like 15 years old, so it's just as well that we do swap it out today while we are in that general area. Now then, the starter motor that I'm going to be installing today is this Bosch starter motor. I wouldn't recommend using any other starter motor. Bosch is the genuine OEM, what BMW use from factory, and they are generally very good quality and they are built to last. Now I got this starter motor from Fixed Parts Online. If you want to check this out, you want to purchase this yourself, or you just want to check out Fixed Parts Online, there will be a link down in the description box below, so go and check that out. But without further ado, let's get outside and let's get cracking. Now then, the starter motor on these engines is actually located underneath the intake manifold. So to access it, we actually need to go ahead and remove the intake manifold. Now if you want to know how to remove the intake manifold in detail, I'll actually stick a link on the screen of me removing this. Every bolt you need to remove, every connector you disconnect. And yeah, I'm going to go into great detail in that video, so if you want to know how to remove it, go and check that video out. But before we get started on the starter motor replacement, we need to go ahead and disconnect the negative terminal on the battery. So let's go ahead and do that now. Okay then, so to disconnect the battery, all you want to do is release the 10mm bolt on the negative terminal. And then the negative terminal can be removed. There we are. Okay then, so as you can see, we now have the intake manifold itself removed, and we can now see the starter motor. So just down here is the starter motor. We have a few connectors on it. So we have this one here, which I believe is just a ground cable for the map sensor. And what else? We have a couple of positive cables just held on by what looks like a 13mm nut, and then we have a few bolts that bolt the starter motor to the bell housing, the gearbox. So we'll go ahead and disconnect this connector first. You just push these tabs in and then it should pull off, although this seems very tight. See if we can leave it off with a screwdriver. There we are. That's this connector removed. And now if we go ahead and remove that 13mm nut. Now I can remove these positive cables. So there are just two main bolts that hold the starter motor in place. So there is one on this side, it's this bolt just here, and there is one on this side as well that goes from the bell housing into the starter motor. Now it's going to be pretty difficult to get anything on this like a regular ratchet, just because you have not got the clearance from here to the transmission tunnel. So what I have actually, built up is a E14 socket, which is what size this bolt requires, and a so it's a 3/8 E14 socket and a 3/8 to 1/2 inch adapter. Now if you go ahead and put this onto the bolt itself,
Then you can see we have some nice flats then to get a regular spanner on. And in my case it is a 21mm spanner, so we can just go ahead and start loosening that up. And there we go then, that is the first bolt removed, the harder of the two. And then the other bolt you can just access from the front with a regular ratchet. And there we are then, that is the second bolt removed, the easier of the two. Okay, so the starter motor itself should now be able to be removed from the bell housing. There we are. Okay, so if we take a look at the original starter motor then, it is a Denso one, not a Bosch. I did think these were Bosch, but apparently not, they are Denso. But the Bosch replacement is just as good, if not better. Now if we take a look at the starter motor itself then, we can see there's quite a lot of movement in the shaft. So I don't know if the if the bush on the end has failed. And this actually could be the reason for our lazy crank over, the fact that it's so slow, because if it's spinning it could potentially be missing the teeth on the flywheel, because it's obviously not tight in here, so it's not making a a round turn, so to speak. So yeah, I think this starter motor is now no good. But yeah, let's go ahead and get the new one installed. If we take a look at the new one then, as we can see, we have a nice new bush in the end, and there is no play at all in the shaft. Now I've actually went ahead and cleaned the area of the bow housing where the starter motor goes in. The main reason that these shafts fail is because obviously your clutch dust makes its way into there and breaks down the bush over time. So yeah, I've cleaned all that area up anyway, and yeah, it's time to get this thing installed now. So there we go then, I've reinstalled our two bolts, tighten them both down, and I can go ahead and reinstall this positive cable. And we actually have a new washer and nut as well. Now if we reinstall this cable for the map sensor, I believe, it goes back on there, like so. And that's the starter motor replaced then. Let's hope this one works a bit better. But like I said, everything is now back in its place in terms of the starter motor. So now all we need to do is get our intake manifold back in place and then try this thing out.
Okay then, so that is the starter motor replaced on the N52 engine then. As you guys just heard, it starts so much faster now. Yeah, it cranks over so much quicker, and yeah, it's clear to see that that was our issue with the slow crank before. It definitely was the starter motor. Like I said, when I removed the original starter motor, you could see just how worn it was, like the bush in the end for the shaft. It was obviously not doing a proper rotation, it's more sort of in an oval rather than, you know, a proper circle. And yeah, that thing was just completely full of clutch dust as well. So yeah, I'm glad that that's done now. It's another job ticked off. Like I said, if you are in this general area, it's worth doing a few jobs at the same time. When you have to remove the intake manifold, it's not one of those jobs you want to keep doing and then keep doing it again. But yeah, I hope this video has been helpful. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Please remember to give it a like, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you have not already done so, and I will see you all in that next one.